Hello and welcome everybody to another Tarkir Dragonstorm draft video. I'm paulcheon and today we are sitting at Diamond 2. The Mythic is right around the corner. Now over the course of the last two drafts, we've definitely not been doing as well. We went 5-3 and then 3-3, but I think I learned a valuable lesson in the last draft where I went 3-3 and honestly, I just made the decision of trying to pivot into Boros when I had no business doing so. And so now I'm going to use that and try not to make that mistake in the future. And hopefully we can hit Mythic after this video. Now, before we head into this draft, I just want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all of your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Let's say you want to pre-order some booster boxes of Final Fantasy, or you wanted to just buy some any other sealed product, Tarkir, Dragonstorm, etc. Or you wanted singles. You want to buy some singles for your constructed decks, your standard, modern, or even commander decks. Go to TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. You want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, all that good stuff to make sure that you're ready to go for your next tabletop event. Heavyplay.com is the place to go. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Here we go. So the moment before we open our pack. Well, you know, I was thinking about seeing if I can go aggro, but Eshki Dragonclaw is fantastic. And when you have a card like the Eshki Dragonclaw, harmonize spells become a lot better because you can play this and then play harmonize spells for cheaper. So Unending Whispers is a card that's excellent with this, along with some other cards we can pick up. Twin Maw Stormbrood and Roiling Dragonstorm are both very, very good. And then at common, there's really nothing that comes close to these cards. Maneuver is fine in red-white aggro. Osseous Exhale and the Einok Wayfarer are both fine cards. But I think it's really between these two uncommons and Eshki, and I do think Eshki is a cut above the other cards. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 2. We have the choice between Mammoth Bellow and Sib-Sig Appraiser. The rare is missing out of this pack. Zurgo's Vanguard is here. But yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want to do that. So it really comes down to Sib-Sig Appraiser versus Mammoth Bellow. After what happened to me in the last video, where literally every single time I played this, somebody played a Serpent to bounce it. Also, I just think the Sib-Sig Appraiser is a better card, but you know, this is a Harmonize spell, which is cool with the Eshki. I just don't think this card is that great. Like, spending 5 mana for a 5/5 isn't fantastic. It's really good if you can Harmonize, of course, but just too often I've had the 5/5 die because there's a lot of good bounce spells in the format. I'm going to take the Sib-Sig Appraiser here and have a start that I'm very happy with. Moving on to pack 1, pick 3. Okay. I mean, that's a Dragonbrood's Relic. I do love this card. I think it's quite strong. Shock Brigade for you aggro players. Hopefully we can pick up a copy of Unending Whisper or two after the draft. Durgar Island Dragon is also a fine dragon, but I do think the Relic is significantly better. So very, very happy with the start so far. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 4. We have Runescale Stormbrood, which is always just a fine dragon to play. Focus the Mind as a nice card draw effect. And then we have a couple of lands. But you know, I don't value the lands as highly as I used to. I feel like it's more important to pick up whatever good commons and uncommons that you can get for your deck. Here, I will take the Stormbrood. I think just oftentimes you're going to want to be a dragon deck anyways. And it's harder to pick up solid uncommon dragons than it is cards like Focus the Mind. So let's take the Runescale Stormbrood here and move on. Another Zurgo's Vanguard. So certainly aggro is available. Actually, kind of everything is available. Like you see a Dragon's Prey in this pack as well. Here, there's a Focus the Mind, a Sago Pummeler, and a Swiftwater Cliffs. And this could be the instance where I do feel like maybe I should take the Cliffs. Like, I don't think these two cards are good enough to warrant overtaking a decent mana fixer, given that we are looking to be firmly in Teamer. So I will pick up my first Swiftwater Cliffs. Whereas I feel like a card like the Stormbrood or Sib-Sig Appraiser are a cut above. I don't think that's necessarily the case for a Sagu Pummeler or the Focus the Mind. And now I will take the Rakshas's Bargain. Premium card draw spell, better than Focus the Mind. Even if you spend 4 mana on this, it's just a better card than Focus the Mind for the most part. So very, very happy to pick up the Rakshas's Bargain for our deck. Okay, so let's kind of put this here, I suppose. All right, now we have the choice between... I don't really care about Narset's Rebuke. It's between Riverwalk Technique and Champion of Doosan. And I'm just kind of lower on the technique overall. Let's just take Champion of Doosan. I've actually been more and more impressed with this card. This thing just hits hard. It just hits hard, trades with a bunch of things. You get some value out of the graveyard as well. And I've just liked it a fair amount. If you can put this in the yard with Rakshas's Bargain or Sipsig Appraiser, it's also quite nice. Here we have the choice between Equilibrium Adept and Temur Tawnyback and Bloodfell Caves. And honestly, we could potentially be moving into a Temur Stompy deck, depending on where we are, just because we don't have that many dragons. So I could certainly see taking the Tawnyback. I think I like it more than the Adept in general. Typically, when I end up with decks like this, my curve ends up being on the higher end. And so a lot of the times, Equilibrium, I like this a lot more in Boros, for example, where everything is cheap. So let's just take the Temur Tawnyback here. And now let's take the Einok Wayfarer, sure. Don't mind this card at all. Blue-green base, and Evolving Wilds on the wheel. Very, very happy about that. Gonna take, looks like Jeskai is also very open, but you know what? I'm kind of in a position where I'm pretty happy with everything that I have here so far. So can't be overly upset. We have 8 playable cards that I'm all reasonably happy playing, along with 2 lands. Can't ask for too much more than that. Mistrise Village. What are your thoughts on this one? It's like, it's a lot of mana to be able to make something uncounterable. So I just generally don't like this card. If I have lots of mountains and forests, maybe I'll consider it. But in general, I don't really want to play it. Yeah, just noting that we literally have 0 dragons, right? Which means we basically, I mean, we only saw a handful of dragons to begin with, but it also probably signals the fact that perhaps dragons are just not super available. And I am totally okay with that, as long as I can just make sure I have a decent, just like aggressive Temur shell here if possible. So given that, I don't have any dragon payoffs either. I think I'm just going to take Piercing Exhale. I'm a little bit light on interaction, as in I have literally no interaction. And, you know, I have a couple of 4 power cards here with the Eshki and the Rune Scale. So I think the Exhale will be a decent addition to our deck. Moving on to Pack 2, Pick 2. Rare is missing. I don't really want Armament Dragon. Here we have the choice between Sultai Monument, which I do like more than Jungle Hollow, and Durgar Island Dragon, which is kind of on the weaker side of things. I think I'm just going to take Sultai Monument as a mana fixer, and just play 1 swamp over like a weak dragon like the Durgar Island Dragon. I just think there's a lot more upside here. All right, Pack 2, Pick 3. Pretty interesting. There is a Channel Dragonfire and a Dragonstorm Globe, along with Focus the Mind as options. And it looks like I'm probably going to be leaning towards Temur, and the Channel Dragonfire goes really well with the Eshkis and other ways to put things into our graveyard. If I'm going to be straight Temur, I'm not as excited, or I don't think getting the Globe is relevant as relevant. Oh my gosh, my words. So I think I'm going to take the Channel Dragonfire here. Wow. That was probably the worst combination of words that came out of my mouth. I apologize. All right, Kishla Skimmer here looks great. I don't think I need a second relic, but I have Einok Wayfarer, Champion of Doosan, and the Channel Dragonfire already as ways to get things out of my graveyard, and I need 2 drops. So I'm going to take that over the second relic here because, I mean, the relic's fine, but it's really, really expensive. So happy enough with this start. Don't need to prioritize Unending Whispers. I can either take Thornwood Falls or Sagu Pummeler out of this pack. With the Skimmer... All right, let's take the Pummeler. Sure. I mean, if I'm just going to be a little more aggressive, like, this is just a fine card to play, right? All right, so now I can take, like, am I interested in Veteran Ice Climber at that point? I have a Champion of Doosan and a Sagu Pummeler and a Channel Dragonfire. It's a 2-mana card. I'm kind of doing the Temur Stompy thing. There's also Bloodfell Caves, which is quite nice. Just with the Sultai Monument, it just gives me the ability to splash black for free. You know what? Ice Climber, you were so bad to me in the last game. I'm just going to take the Bloodfell Caves here. Let's give ourselves the out of being able to play something that's really good in black. But of course, Pack 2, Pick 7, Kishla Skimmer is great. Wow, look at these lands as well. But we are certainly getting the hookups here. Going to put a little bit higher priority on anything with Harmonize and ways to get things out of the graveyard here. But again, there's no real reason here to go out of just having a decent Temur shell with maybe a light splash of black. There's a Riverwalk technique, but I'm just going to take Champion of Doosan here. Good with the Dragon Brood's relics, and also really good with the double Kishla Skimmers. Now we have the choice between, wow, another Sultai Monument? Dismal Backwater? I don't think I'm going to miss this too much. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, let's just take another monument. I think it's better than Dismal Backwater. Here I'll take random bad dragon. This does not feel like a Trade Route Envoy deck. I mean, it's not a Boulderborn Dragon deck either. I don't know. I guess I'll just take this card. I'm just a hater. Nobody gets a Mardu Devotee this late on my watch. I'm sorry, DMAC. I'm sorry, Magic Flea. Those are the guys in my Discord that basically force Boros every time. All right, Humbling Elder, sure. And Snowmelt Stag. I really just, any decent black card, if I see, I'll take. I would love to pick it up. Here we have the choice of Channel Dragonfire and Molten Exhale. So Channel Dragonfire works a lot better with the Kishla Skimmer and the Eshki, but Molten Exhale gives us our first 4 damage removal effect. I mean, with double Skimmer and Eshki, I'm going to go with the Dragonfire. I might regret it, but I want to try it. Like, I just want to be able to get that extra value if possible. Can I put a red card in my yard? I can't. Wow, what is this pack? There's 3 rares in the pack. What the heck? And there's nothing here in a blue, green, and red shell. There is a Temur Monument. There's a Lotus Light Dancers that I can splash for. So let's see. I can put a blue, green, and a black card. Here's my green card. But a blue or a black card doesn't do anything for me. But it's still like a free splash, whereas these are much harder to play. So I feel like I want the Lotus Light Dancers more than anything. And I don't think I need a Temur Monument. So sure, why don't we go ahead and take Lotus Light Dancers in the off chance that I'm going to be able to splash black. And now I can keep a bigger eye on some things to put into my graveyard to go with the because this card also goes really well with the Kishla Skimmers, assuming I have enough targets. This pack is quite weak. There is an Attuned Hunter, a Riverwalk Technique. I could take a Riverwalk Technique out of this pack. I don't really care too much about splashing for Assault Road Skirmish. This deck certainly doesn't need something like an Embermouth Sentinel. So I know this is kind of early, but I do like this as, like, I don't have that much interaction in my deck. So why don't we take this as just the spell to put into my deck. And here I will take Constrictor Sage. That is a blue card to put into my graveyard for the Lotus Light Dancers. And yeah, I mean, we're going to play this. Like, we have these two Sultai Monuments and an Evolving Wilds and a Bloodfell Caves. 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me 5 black sources for Bargain and Sacrifice plus the Dancers. And this is a pretty weak pack, so I can either choose to take the Globe, but if I don't have dragons, I actually don't think it's particularly strong. I actually think I'd rather just take Sultai Devotee, honestly. It's another cheap card to play for just to curve out, and it works well with the Piercing Exhale as well. So yeah, let's just take that over the Globes. Look at us. Look at us just passing Globes like it's nothing. Passing Globes like it's nothing. I don't really care about Roamer's Routine. There's an Ice Ridge Serpent. I don't care about Encroaching Dragonstorm. Here it's really between Temur Tawnyback and another Channel Dragonfire. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's go for it. 3 is probably too many, but look, you don't get too many opportunities at drafting a deck like this. So I want to try it and see how this goes. Let's take Jungle Hollow just for another black mana source. Oh my gosh, that's 4 Channel Dragonfires? I mean, that's got to be too many. That has to be too many. Sagu Pummeler, okay, cool. Rediscover the... Okay, well, I'm not going to splash this. I have no actual way to get white mana other than the Relic and the Wilds. So I think I'm just going to take the Swiftwater Cliffs here, just for good mana fixing. Rescue Leopard. Man, I couldn't get a single copy of the 1 mana draw card. I have a Constrictor Sage and that's it. I mean, the thing is, like, this card is just... Like, even if I just put 1 Renew card, it's not that bad. But yes, it's not great that I can't put, like, you know, a black card in my graveyard, for example. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 24. This is certainly a 16 land deck with double Monument and an Einok Wayfarer. So I think this is just our deck, honestly. 4 Channel Dragonfire. Man. It's good with Eshki and it's good with double Kishla Skimmer. All right. Let's try this out. Let's figure out our color situation. I do feel like I want to play probably 2 mountains with the channel Dragonfires. What's our color situation here? A bunch of blue and green mana. 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. Certainly 1 swamp makes sense. And 8 green. 6 blue and 8 green. And then we have a bunch of green cards. Like, the blue cards are really just like a smattering of these cards. So 6 blue plus 2 Sultai Monuments and a Sultai Devotee. I think green is more important, so I like having access to the 8 green. Noting that the double Sultai Monument can also get me green when I need. This is pretty heavy on the red, but we do have a good amount of red cards. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 7 red cards. So that gives me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red sources. I guess I don't actually have a way to search. No, I do have a way. Evolving Wild searches for red mana. And I do like the ability to... I like having the second mountain because I feel like harmonizing this is quite important. So this gives us 6 red sources. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus a relic, 7. It's close, but I don't really feel comfortable playing more than these lands here. 3, 6, 12, 34. Oh no, I have to cut a land. I think I need to cut a forest then. So this gives me 7 green sources plus 2 Sultai Monuments. And 2 Sultai, that means that I just... If I draw 2 lands plus the monument, that basically gives me 9 green sources, which I do think is fine. But I feel weird playing only 5 blue sources here. I don't know. I guess I don't have a ton of early blue plays. Maybe 1 more green is better. Yeah, it is. I have Devotee and Wayfarer as well. All right. This mana is really weird. Like, playing a turn 2 Kishla Skimmer is not going to be that easy, but I think I just need to prioritize the green mana. All right, now before round 1 starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Special thanks to all the patrons, especially the ones scrolling over here. Really do appreciate all of your support, as it truly means a lot and makes it so that this is the life of a content creator is a lot easier. So thank you once again for all your support. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game. You get to join an awesome community of people all looking to master limited magic just like yourself. Will note, I actually don't think I have that much card draw in my deck. Ooh, look at this perfect mana. Perfect mana. I do have a Rakshasa's Bargain. Does that count? We're going to keep this. Now, had I known that I was going to get 4 Dragonfires, I would have taken a Temur Tawny back. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. 4 might be too many. Well, we will find out. Let's go get a Swamp here. Definitely playing a Temur Tawny back on 3. Sibsig Appraiser. Okay. Wow, they got rid of a Temur Tawny back. Oof. Nice hand. What do I want to discard? Well, given that I drew the Eshki, guess I'll pitch a Forest. I want the second red for the channel Dragonfire. Let's see what you got. My question with the Eshki is, should I wait till turn 5 to play it just because it's so much harder to kill? The issue there is I just don't have a play next turn, right? Like, if I don't play the Eshki, I just don't have a whole lot I can do. Rakshasa's Bargain, huh? Unless I draw another untap land. Another Dragonbrood's Relic. Okay. Well, that's something. Let's attack. Oh, and I do need to play this. That's the awkward part, right? So yeah, I'm actually, because I have the other Dragonfire anyways, I'm going to fire this off and then play Swiftwater Cliffs. This gets to basically prevent them from being able to Dragonbrood's Relic. And then next turn, I am not opposed to playing Eshki and then just casting Channel Dragonfire to draw. It basically is deal 2 damage to my opponent, put 2 counters on Eshki and draw a card. Okay, fair enough. Boom. Attack. All right, next turn I can go Einok Wayfarer plus Riverwalk Technique, which is pretty cool. And 6/6 is pretty hard to deal with, and they're already at 10 life. Oh, I can even harmonize Channel Dragonfire. That costs 3 mana. So I can go Champion of Doosan plus cast Channel Dragonfire as well. Looks like they have a very similar deck here. What can they do for... I mean, there's a fair amount of stuff for sure. Alchemist Assistant into Focus... This is not a winning line. I mean, I guess they don't have a choice, so it is what it is, right? I guess they still have access to 2 mana. And this is an attack for 12. Okay. Double 100 battle veterans. That is a lot of 100 battle veterans. All right, there you go. They just didn't do enough to interact with me. I feel like maybe they wanted that Team Ertani back, but we are 1-0. Good start. Good start. Let's keep it going. Good mana. All that good stuff. 4 Channel Dragonfires. All right. Opponent on the play. Well, I mean, this is kind of exactly the kind of hand I was talking about. It's very, very slow, but it does give me all the colors. It's just, again, very, very slow. Turn 1 Mystic Monastery. If they play like a 2-mana creature, we are in trouble. Yep, that's the opposite of what... Oh, untap land here was huge. Let's go get a forest here with this monument. Jeskai Monument, okay. Alright, we take 2. I mean, we have a million tap lands. We have all the red. What are my black cards again? Oh, I had a black card. A Lotus thing, I guess. Alright, well, let's just get the Swamp, I guess. And then I'm just going to play the Cliffs here. I gotta think about this, actually. Yeah, let's just play the Cliffs. Devoted Duelist into... Alright. Sure. That is certainly a... This is exactly the kind of hand that we did not want to play against, unfortunately. I'm just going to play this because it has ward, but if they kill it, we are just dead, basically. Like, I guess I have to consider myself fortunate. Stasis snare? Static snare? Okay. Alright. Like, my hand is a hand where if I play against kind of a more mid-range deck, I just lose. Like, double Haze Creature there is obviously just an absolute disaster. They didn't have another spell to play, but I just don't think I'm going to beat this hand. Like, my deck's capable of much, much better. Oh, what am I doing? What am I... No, I think I was probably, honestly, just a little bit tilted here. I think the correct play was to sack the monument. That was really bad. Yeah, I should have sacked the monument. Absolutely, I should have. Okay, well that was a really good draw. I'm not sure which one I want to kill. Let's go with the Duelist just because that one can actually ping me out in a long game situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I kind of want to play this. And then I can use Riverwalk technique on the bird. Okay. I can counter that. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste. But killing the bird might just be better. Obviously, if they have a counterspell, they get me regardless. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay. I mean, there's still a lot that kills us, but we do have this big dragon in play. Quarry Mountain Stalwart into Bearer of Glory. Okay. Fair enough. That's okay. They just want to attack with the Stalwart, yeah. What? Well, I did not expect that. I have access to 7 mana? Rakshasa's Bargain, okay. Alright, I mean, we have 3 blockers, we're at 7. They have 3 cards in hand, we'll see what they have. But I feel like I should be attacking with the dragon. Now, also giving something reach I think is also quite strong, but want to be able to play out this bargain here. These things trample as well. Oh no. That's so much damage. I'm at 7. Okay. Is that enough? They get 2 more tokens? They chose Jeskai? Okay, so that's fine. Okay. I'm at 5 life. Everything tramples. I'm at 5 life. Everything tramples. So I just block these. Like, I block both of these, and I take 1, 3 damage. Let's cast this first, just to see, like, the information that I get off of this. Put 2 into my hand. Let's get the Sage. I suppose the Champion? Alright. So they get a 2/1 lifelinky hasty thing every turn. Okay, but they have no cards in hand. Oof. This is certainly a close one. So this is a 2/1 haster. Do I just play this on an empty board? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to 6. I can go champion. Because, like, making this into their Jeskai. Alright. I mean, this puts us at 8 life. We have a big blocker depending on what they play. Narset's Rebuke doesn't get us this way. Alright, we go to 6. Okay. Alright, they're at 3. Alright, we're at 13, they're at 3. It's gonna be pretty tough for them to get me here, although War Effort's obviously great. But All right, we're at 10. Look at all these enchantments. Whew. All right. That got scary. I mean, I really thought I was dead after the flurry spells, like with my extremely slow draw. I consider myself extremely fortunate to win that game. So sometimes you got to get a little lucky. Okay, gonna keep this. I have a channel Dragonfire, and I can still play a Rakshasa's Bargain with my mana here. Oh, I should have led with Mountain. Because if I draw an Evolving Wilds, anyways. Okay. Oh, I should have played a Swamp. Oh my, what is my sequencing? Okay, relax, Paul, breathe. Okay, breathe. Relax. If I draw an island here, I'm gonna feel very silly. Alright. Hey, we got a target for a channel Dragonfire. Cannot be upset about that. We even drew both of our mountains. But we have the ability to play the Rakshasa's Bargain at some point. Given that they have counterspell mana... Oh, whatever, I'll just play this now. 2. Okay, ooh, that was good. I think I want Forest plus Relic. Alright, okay, there's the island. Let's play the Pummeler. Where's our Kishla Skimmers? I want to get some value. Give me some of that Kishla Skimmer value. 3, 4, 5, 6. So one more land and I can pop the Relic. God, people in my draft took these really highly. Like, I didn't wheel a single one of these. I think I'd rather just keep up Riverwalk technique, to be honest. Play out a Devotee for extra damage. Kind of force the issue here. Okay, fine. Alright, we drafted the same deck. They're going to play a Skimmer here next. Alright, you can put that on top. Okay, look at that. It just straight up killed it. Okay, now we go Relic. Champion of Doosan. Pass the turn. So we have decent... You know what's funny? We actually have 8 damage in our hand. And there's 3 damage from the Relic. That's 11. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, if they... What we want them to do is just, like, play a... Oh, my... Yep. That's precisely what I wanted them to do. Let's tat that down. Play this. And attack for 8. They're at 6 life, and we are just playing a nice little tempo game here with a bunch of burn spells available as well. Like, what are they going to do here? They need to sweep the board. Even if they kill 2 creatures, it's not enough. So it's going to take a really impressive collection of cards here, like an Ice Ridge Serpent plus Channel Dragonfire. Is that enough? Maybe? Like, bounce the Pummeler, shock my Champion of Doosan? Yeah, I guess. No problem. Think away. So my opponent... Oh, that is actually the recipe to come back, absolutely. Narset's Rebuke into 2 more spells. So that just puts them dead on board. Yep. Yeah, I mean, good effort. Effortless, in fact. Huh. Anyways, 3-0. 3-0. Jokes are not my thing. They are not my thing. If you want quick, witty, somewhat funny, somewhat cringy things on the fly, like at lightning speed, go watch an LSV video. Alright, here we go. On the play, blue, red, green. Very, very happy about this hand. Man, I feel weird though. Like, I'm playing 4 colors and I don't even have a single dragon in my deck. You know what? I will say, I took some inspiration from that last loss. You can learn from your losses as much as your wins. In the 3-3 video that we did the other day, my opponent just had like a teamer aggressive, like just carve out with some counters and some beat. I'm kind of trying to do something similar. I mean, we're still controlling, but I feel like we have a lot of ways to actually play to the board, which is quite nice. Jeskai Devotee, okay. Smack for 2. Champion of Doosan. Do I block? I mean, if I block, I get to, like, draw a card. That's pretty good. But I guess if they kill the Skimmer, it's not great. Like, if they play a Stormplane Detainment on the Skimmer, then do I block? Then the answer is no. So, given that, maybe they should attack first. Overwhelming Surge, okay. Well, now they probably won't attack. Okay. So here's the issue with Eshki and Channel Dragonfire. The issue is I can't play both anyways, right? So I will just play the Eshki, and I will pass. Given that I have Dragonfire for the Devotee, I'd rather just do that. But yeah, this hand kind of out of action, depending on what happens. Riverwheel Sweep. They probably wanted a mana source here. Okay. Well. I'm going to hold off on the Dragonfire for now. I'm going to wait to see if I can draw another creature here. Wow, they did... Oh, they naturally drew a land off the top. A creature! Oh, why do you hate me, deck? Why do you hate me? Why? Oh, that's super unfortunate. Okay. Like, at least... Yeah, I don't know. Just any creature there would have been good. Give me a Kishla Skimmer. Give me just... I mean, I have like 14 creatures in my deck. There you go. Okay. I don't actually know if I should have played the land. Oh well. They could have a Riverwheel technique on the Eshki Dragonclaw here. Which I will top, obviously. Spectral Denial. Oh. Okay, fair enough. This still counts. Do I just go all in on this thing? I don't think so. I'm going to draw a card and just hit for 6. And I think I would rather actually put a counter here. Just so that this can also attack into the Jeskai Brushmaster. Drew another Channel Dragonfire. This already tramples anyways. Another Brushmaster, okay. Well, you know, I am at least playing Double Mountain, right? I am at least doing that. Yeah, this is not great. Do I trade a Champion of Doosan here for a Jeskai Brushmaster? Oh, I can't. They both have Double Strike. I can attack with Eshki Dragonclaw, but that doesn't seem super good either. I mean, I kill both. I kill both. They have 4 cards in hand, but then all I have is a Champion of Doosan. And I don't know that that's enough to get it done here either. Alright. Yeah. I mean, not an ideal sequence of draws for sure. Okay. Oh, that was awesome. I mean, they probably have a removal spell, but... Or an answer to my Eshki. Well, they let it resolve, so that's good. Okay. Hey, no, I can't resolve that either. Alright, they have 6 mana with 4 cards. What are they doing? Focus the mind, I see. Okay, well, at least now I have a way to attack in the skies. Man, like, if I just, like, all I want is just a mountain. It can just get in for so much damage. 5 cards in hand now, though. Monastery Messenger. River Wheel Sweep is what they're going to put on top. Yep, so that's going to deal with the Eshki Dragonclaw. And that is the second mountain. That is the second mountain for us. Now, do I just attack with Eshki? Might as well, right? It just hits really hard. It trades with both of these. I feel like that might be worth. I could have countered it with this, I guess. Okay, so what do I want to kill? This deals 6 damage. Do I want to kill a Brushmaster, or do I want to kill the Messenger? I should have countered it, huh? I don't know. No, I'm going to kill the 2 Brushmasters. Because the 5/3 hits pretty hard. Now, they're probably going to tap down to 5/3, but... Jeskai Revelation? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that is not ideal. In the slightest. Ay, ay, ay. I don't even know what to kill. Hold on, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I just tap the Skimmer. Not that it matters too much. No, because they're just going to cast the Revelation next turn no matter what, right? The question is, do I kill the Elder? I might as well just kill the Elder, I guess. Yeah, I guess I should have countered the Elder. Oh well. Well, we drew a card. They get to play, you know, the best spell in the entire format. Oh well. What do they bounce? What do they kill? Etc., etc. They probably want to kill the Kishla Skimmers, is my guess. But 3, 7, 8. This has 2 stun counters on it. Yep. All right. We have 9 mana. All right, this makes sense. Put a blue and a green card. What green card do I want in there? I guess I'll put the Pummeler in there. Okay. And then do I want another Pummeler in play over the Stormbrood? Seems fine. Okay. Oh, they get to... Okay. Well... It would be something else if we can somehow beat double Jeskai Revelation, right? At least we can say that we got to do something very impressive. At least we got to say that. Yep. Okay, no attacks from the opponent. Just gonna deal with both of these. I mean, these creatures actually get very, very scary. So I'm kind of interested in trying to kill them. I don't really want to put counters on things until they resolve this revelation. Wow. Narset's Rebuke. Okay. Do I kill this token? Yeah, I guess so. And then we'll do that. And I don't want either of these. How many cards do I have left? 15? Okay. What did they discard? Dispelling Exhale? Okay. Okay. Well, here we go. Revelation time. Is this 2 revelations? 3 revelations? I don't even know. I think it's 2. What did the first one get back? Yep, Champion of Doosan down. Yep. Alright, 14. Okay, so... Alright. Could be another Dispelling Exhale, sure. Alright. Well, we have some blockers. They have 3 cards in hand. Let's see what they find. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12 lands. So they have 4 lands left in their deck, at least. We have a decent board, and we have a lot to use out of our graveyard. Okay, 2 cards in hand. We have a lot of value in our graveyard, and a Sipsig Appraiser. I will, like I said, if we beat double Jeskai Revelation, I will... Okay, we're probably not going to. Channel Dragonfire. That is very, very good. Okay. All right, like how all in are we looking at? Are we talking about here? That's the real question. How all in do we go? Let's see. Which one of these do I want to play? I think I want the Temur Tani back. Let's pitch the mountain. Let's give this trample at least. Boom, gain some life. All right, play an Appraiser. Let's take this. Okay. I mean, we have 8 cards left. They have 7 cards left, but we've got a 4/7 life-linking Trampler in play. That's pretty good. I don't mind that at all. Yes! Yes! We did it! Diamond 1. We somehow defeated double Jeskai Revelation. Double. Not 1, but 2. Okay. despite imperfect play. A little sloppy there. Little sloppy. But that was a tricky matchup. We are 4-0. Let's keep it going. 7-0? 7-0. Come on. All right. Well, this hand certainly good for the mana. I cannot play the bargain. I have to kind of make a decision here. Like, do I want to play the bargain on 3 or do I want to play the skimmer on 2 based on the mana that I have? Because like Evolving Wilds needs to get a swamp for me to play this. But if I get a swamp on turns 1 or 2, I can't play the skimmer. I think I probably will just want to play to the board. So I think I'm just going to go turn 1 Swiftwater Cliffs, turn 2 skimmer, turn 3 wilds, and then turn 4 either pummeler or bargain. Let's keep. The important thing here is we have double red for the channel Dragonfires. Kind of wish I had 1 Molten Exhale and 3 Dragonfires, but honestly, I didn't expect them to table or get them 8th pick, right? So, all right, my opponent led with Mountain into Rugged Highlands. Okay, so that is an indication that they are on the slower side. Actually, this makes me wonder. It's like, do I play the skimmer here? Or do I just want to go bargain because maybe I want to get value off? You know, given this start, I actually think I prefer playing the Evolving Wilds. I think there's a good chance there's going to be some mid-rangey controlling deck that has an answer to the skimmer. So maybe I want to wait anyways. And I think it might be in my best interest to run out the bargain first and just keep digging instead of turn 2 skimmer, turn 3 nothing. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah. Sagu Pummeler. All right, here we go. Let's put the Riverwalk technique and a Sultai Devotee into my hand. Now what? Lots of options. Lots of interesting options. I can play my own Sagu Pummeler, which doesn't seem bad. I can play Sultai Devotee plus Skimmer. That just lets me play 2 things. I can also always bounce the Skimmer, or the Pummeler. Let's just start with Pummeler as well. I feel like the ideal situation here is to be able to go Skimmer plus cast a spell. All right, so they went removal spell on my Pummeler, which is totally reasonable. They have 3 lands, 3 mana available. Do I want to play Lotus Light Dancers into this much mana? The thing is, next turn, I'm really well set up to go like Devotee into Riverwalk technique. All right, let's go. Let's just hope they don't have like Molten Exile plus Counterspell. If they do, they do. It's, you know, it's like, sure, it worked out for you this time, but we still have the tools here. Let's play it like this. Then I'm just gonna pass. Molten Exhale. Ureni, are you a car? I'm gonna actually just counter it, I think. Oh, I had Piercing Exhale available too. They could have another Dispelling Exhale. Or another Molten Exhale, who knows? Molten Exhale, okay. Now I don't get to Surveil, unfortunately, but hey, well, their hand was ridiculous. Their hand was triple Molten Exhale, Dispelling Exhale with an Ureni. Seems good. Molten Exhale number 4? Oh, yep, it sure is. It sure is. What the hell was this hand? Oh my gosh. Well, at least we're gonna get a little bit of skimmer value, but I mean, they're 2 lands away from that. Let's play this. Let's play skimmer. Okay. Ooh, another skimmer. Just play like some dorky creature, please. I don't know if my body can handle... My body, my mind, I don't think it could handle all of these. Oh my gosh, breaching Dragonstorm into... Fresh start? Come on. Come on. Wow. I mean, I can put it on top, but that doesn't do much. Okay, well, we got another one, so... Okay. Wait, you can't flash it back, buddy. You want to concede? You know, I will let you concede out of shame. We'll put that on the table. This is a freaking... So if they just draw a land, it is just straight up game over? Is that what we're looking at here? Okay. This costs how much? Like, bouncing something doesn't even really do anything. All right. I guess I want to draw a card here. So why don't we do this? And they can't actually kill Eshki as well. Okay. Right. No land? If they don't play a land this turn, oh, okay. They did not play a land, so that certainly gives us some hope here. Some hope here. How do I want to do this? I'm going to play this. This gives me access to more mana. This thing tramples, and maybe I can counter something with this too. Oh man, we are beating all kinds of nonsense here so far. Wow. We needed them to whiff on some lands for the Arena. Oh man. All right. Kishla Skimmers came in clutch there, along with the Eshki, and we are now somehow 5-0. All right. Opponent on the play. Ooh, well, we're keeping this, but it's... Okay, we're keeping this. There's promise here. There is promise. It's not the quickest hand, though. Depending on what they start with, I may or may not have to play an Einok Wayfarer on turn 2. Because obviously I want to play the Wayfarer with the Skimmer. Given that they started with the Dismal Backwater, it feels like I might have time here. Oh, Plains? Okay. All right, so let's lead with a Forest on the here, and then I want to play a Sultai Monument. Let's get an island. Drawing another land here was obviously nice too. Also, I guess, I mean, look, I can wait on the Skimmers. I can just play a Sipsig Appraiser. Globe, ooh, scary. Okay. I feel like in general, I would rather have the dragon. I would rather just hit more land drops and get the Dragonfire in my yard. Okay. The issue is, like, if they play a big dragon, I'm just kind of like in trouble here. Also, I need more green sources. Oh, do they have the removal spell that kills monuments in this? What? Don't know what they have, but I guess we'll full control. Something feels really fishy here. I'm just gonna pass. Something just doesn't feel right. Okay. Because I drew the Riverwalk technique, I can just use this end of turn. I can even just put a globe on top. If they play a creature, I can put the creature on top. They might have a counterspell here, but so be it. Not having that extra green source is very, very detrimental here. But at least we got to do that. Rakshasa's Bargain is a good one. I feel like I want to find an answer to Warden of the Grove, but I'm not really sure what the best answer to Warden of the Grove is. Like, playing... I can play a Skimmer here, or I can just play the Bargain, which just helps me find... I mean, presumably I have a black spell that I forgot about. Alright, let's just play this, I guess. I mean, given that they didn't play a land here, I get to continue adding to my board and trying to find something here. Okay, let's go 2 blue-green. I mean, they didn't have a counter before, so there's no reason they should have one now. Okay, we have Constrictor Sage. A forest is pretty good here. I think I want the forest. I don't think I need the other land. Let's take the Sage, sure. So this costs 5 mana? Alright, let's just play some flyers. It just uses my mana the best. Like, alternatively, I could have played like a Wayfarer or something. I feel like they have some kind of instant speed removal spell. Maybe the Skimmer dies, I don't know. But I have lost to this card so many times. Okay, Sarkhan's Resolve, sure. What are their colors? Or like, are they like Abzan? I don't know. All I know is there's a Warden of the Grove in play, and if I don't win quickly enough, I'm just dead. Full stop. So let's see, I can play like a flyer, I can play Constrictor Sage, I can play a flyer plus... Yeah, I mean, there's a... Feral Deathgorger, okay. Wow, they exiled 2 things out of my graveyard? That's so gross! Alright. It's funny, I get to beat like the deck with Oreni and I don't know. We played against some ridiculous stuff and now I'm getting Feral Deathgorgered out here. I can tap this down, but like this is still a rough spot to be in, right? They can't attack me. This thing is a 4/4. I just have like no hope. Yeah, we draw a card. Okay, that's a Champion of Doosan. I guess I should have played a Swiftwater Cliffs earlier. Well, whatever. I mean, all we can do is continue playing and hope for the best. But it also felt like they just had a hand that was full of a bunch of like interaction. So hopefully that's the case where they can't fully leverage the power of the Warden of the Grove. Wow, they attack me with the Death Gorger. Okay. That tells me they probably have another reach creature or a flyer. Or I suppose a removal spell? Could also be in the cards here. Okay, I knock Wayfarer down. I mean, this can't actually work, right? Like, they have to have some removal here. Like, they wouldn't just attack with Feral Deathgorger this way. Like a Dragon's Prey or something along those lines. Caustic Exhale, maybe. Okay. Osseous Exhale, sure. Did they Behold? I'm assuming they did. Alright, and then now we have Champion of Doosan. And I want to put that somewhere. Okay. Three counters on Warden of the Grove. Not ideal. Well, now at least my Runescale Stormbrood can attack through something. Also, I have the ability to deal 4 damage, which is certainly good. Yeah, curious how they're going to block. If I just go like Channel Dragonfire on the Death Gorge. Now, they still have 2 cards in hand. If they play a creature, any creature, that's obviously a tough spot. But maybe they just have nothing? I don't know. That's certainly my hope. Right? That's my hope. Okay. I gotta think about this. Like, this probably dies? I can also choose to go wide, but if I play this, I can tap this to cast this. Which I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, screw it. Let's go to the face. Ooh, Piercing Exhale is a good one. Look, we got them to 9. We have a good attack. If they block the Constrictor Sage, they block it. I'm just trying to make aggressive attacks here. If they don't have an answer to the Stormbrood, it's pretty bad for them. If they block my Sage, it's also pretty bad for them. I love this block. It tells me that I'm looking potentially okay here. Oh, my thing tramples too. Okay. All right, so wait. What? Okay, I did not expect that. I really did not. They had so many. Was their hand just all lands? I don't know. I feel like in so many of the games in today's draft, I felt like I was behind. My opponents were gonna kill me, and then they just didn't have anything. And we are 6-0. One more to go. Alrighty. We have 3 shots at a trophy. Can we at least get there on one of them? Maybe one time? Okay, Swiftwater Cliffs certainly over Bloodfell Caves. We have very few black cards in our deck, so I feel like this makes sense. Turn to Einok Wayfarer. Oh, they missed on a land, but they did hit Unending Whispers. How do I want to do this? I can play Sultai Monument and get a land and then play Temur Tawny back. If I want to play Temur Tawny back, I need to get an island. Okay, we'll do that. I feel like it's pretty unlikely for Einok Wayfarer to beat me down. And by playing the Tawny back, it puts a good blocker in play for the Wayfarer. High Spire Bellringer. Okay. Alright, what do I want to discard here? I think I want both of my lands. Do I want Devotee or Wayfarer? I think I have enough lands here. Well, but actually milling myself is pretty good with this deck. I have 4 Channel Dragonfire, so why don't we go ahead and do that? If they kill the Temur Tawny back and get an aggressive start, so be it. Yep, so be it. Okay. Then now we can go Sagu Pummeler. Obviously, I mean, good on them, right? Like, this is... We're continuing to take damage, and not too much we can do to follow this up. Ooh, that is quite nice, though. Do they have another counterspell here, though? I think I want to play around one more removal spell here. So why don't we just play a Runescale Stormbrood? And then play Bloodfell Caves. Right? Like, this can still block everything. They can have Dragon's Prey, sure. But then, Auroral Procession... Oh, they could have used that to get back Dispelling Exhale. Interesting, they went with Taigam here, so... They're gonna play something big here. Like, probably a 5-drop or something? We'll see. No, oh, that's not that strong. But, I mean, they did get to use that to draw another card, which is good. But I did slow down their attacks, which is nice. And now I can just go... Eshki into kill Taigam. Draw a card, see if we find a tap land. Let's attack for 4. And let's play a forest. Okay. All right, that was a good turn for us. We were able to kill something, draw a card. They have 2 cards in hand, and we still have a few more action spells out of our hand. Now, this costs... Okay, Feral Deathgorger... Oh my god. Dude, Feral Deathgorger has been absolutely destroying us. Why did I say dude? But anyways, look at this. At least shuffle it back into my library. Like, I can't believe I'm getting just Deathgorgered out here. Wow. I mean, that's good. That is definitely very, very good. Maybe I can find a spell here with the Appraiser. I did not find a spell. Well, I want the Constrictor Sage. I probably don't want to cast it from my graveyard, huh? That does let me get in for a good amount of damage, but I'd rather just keep this in my hand. Not play this turn, and then I think it's probably good to just play the Pummeler here. And just lets me add a lot of pressure on the battlefield. This is on 2 more turns. They're on top deck mode, but my board is pretty solid here. Disruptive Stormbrood after shuffled it in to kill my monument. This is some top tier draws here from the opponent. All right, let's go. Einok Wayfarer. We hit nothing in our graveyard, sadly. I will still take the island. So I believe I want to use Riverwalk Technique here. Put the Deathgorger on top. This becomes an 8/8. Okay, we drew Jungle Hollow. And let's attack here. Do I want to attack with the Pummeler is the question. 3, 4, 5. No, let's just attack for 8. Boom, they're at 8. Play the Hollow. They will be able to draw that next turn. My graveyard doesn't matter right now. I mean, they're going to replay this, but I can tap it down and get in for a pretty big attack next turn. If I draw a spell here, it would be fantastic. Champion of Doosan, okay. Well, let's tap down the Gorger. So this goes here, this goes here. Whatever. This is one of those whatever moments. Like, I know I'm going to have there's a couple of unfavorable blocks, but no matter what, they have to put something in front of the Dragon Claw. So this probably goes here. The Brood goes there, that goes there. And they still take 5, right? And they're down to the 1 creature, and I play the Champion of Doosan. I'll keep this in my hand, and we will pass. So they get to draw. So they got 2 draw steps here, and they're at 3 life. So even if they kill this and this, they're still dead. Okay? Even if they kill Eshki Dragonclaw somehow, and also the Sagu Pummeler, they still block here and they take 5. So being at 3, and there you go. There you go. All right, nice and clean, and without a dragon. We didn't even have a dragon, right? We drew Eshki a lot. Eshki was absolutely fantastic in this deck, but this was, for the most part, just a straight up teamer deck. And we had 4 copies of Channel Dragonfire. I think 4 is overdoing it. I wish I had the 3-1 split here, but we did have a number of things that go into the graveyard that gave us some value. So we had the 4 Channel Dragonfires, double Champion of Doosan, that's 6, double Pummeler. So this was about as good of a Kishla Skimmer deck as you could ask for. We had solid mana fixing, right? 4 lands and an Evolving Wilds, double Monument. We had a Relic as well. Oh no, we did have a Dragon. This was the RuneScale Storm Boot. So we had some, but honestly, for the most part, this deck was just, hey, I'm going to play some creatures. I'm going to play some 4-power creatures, use some removal to get things out of the way, and just squeak through and kill you that way. Now, this deck didn't have that many ways to just get straight up card advantage in terms of drawing cards, but we did have the bargain. The Appraiser and a Tawny back gets us some card flow going, and then we had all these really big renew effects. The Dancers gets us value, the Skimmer gets us value, and the Monument also, and the Channel Dragonfires gives you things to do in the late game as well. So this was really smooth. And you know, like, sometimes you don't have to go the full 5 colors, and honestly, if we didn't get the Lotus Light Dancers, this would have just been a regular teamer deck, and I think a regular teamer deck can still do well if the Dragons archetype isn't open. I'm really happy with how this draft went overall and how we changed the direction of the draft, knowing that, look, it doesn't really feel like Dragons is open, but we can still make kind of a quote-unquote stompy deck work by just playing a bunch of 4-power creatures, curving out with some removal, and getting it done that way. Eshki did a lot of work. Eshki is fantastic, and I think we had a really good deck to play around the Eshki because we had the 4 copies of the Dragonfire. We just had a lot of cheap spells. We had 8 spells that we can cast that are fairly cheap, which made it pretty easy for us to go Eshki into spell plus creature. So really, really happy with the mix of stuff that we had. And there you go, a really smooth 7-0. I mean, honestly, I felt like there were 2 or 3 games at least where I just thought I was dead. Against the Arena opponent, they play land number 8, I'm probably dead, right? Against the aggressive opponent, if they had 1 removal spell, the Jeskai opponent that went like double flurry card turn 4, if they had a removal spell, I'm probably dead. Well, but anytime my opponent, like I needed my opponent not to have something, they didn't, and then we were able to stabilize. So somehow, some way, we are 7-0, but I'll take it. Sometimes you have a deck that looks like it's going to trophy and you go 3-3 or 4-3. And other times you have games where you think you're going to lose and you just end up winning them all. All in all, like that balances itself out. You try to play to the best of ability. And here we are. We are very, very close now to Mythic. And we finally are back to our winning ways with a nice clean trophy. Hopefully this can be the beginning of a nice long win streak. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've appreciated all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Once again, big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Also, go to heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. You need deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, all that good stuff to make sure you're up and ready to go for your next tabletop event, whether that's in a casual setting or for a tournament. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Finally, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need Magic the Gathering singles for your constructed decks, or you needed to just buy some booster boxes. Let's say you want to pre-order some booster boxes of Final Fantasy, TCGplayer.com is your one-stop shop for all of those things. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.